How much does stress really impact fertility and the menstrual cycle from a TCM perspective?
Stress is a huge one for fertility and menstrual health. From a Chinese medicine perspective, the research from a Western point of view it's very mixed. It's all over the shop if stress is a really big impact or player for fertility. But we can just know, just from how the menstrual cycle operates and functions, that nervous system regulation is critical, because if the nervous system is dysregulated, the menstrual cycle will stop and we'll stop ovulating. Because the hypothalamus in the brain is constantly scanning our environment and trying to detect stresses. This is all happening at a subconscious level. And the hypothalamus is the beginning point for how the brain communicates to the ovaries in order to ovulate. So we just know that if our body is in more of a fight or flight state, and it can be, we're not even talking about high stress situations all of the time. It can be just everyday low-grade stress, waking up with an alarm, quickly shoveling down breakfast, getting ready, running out the door, being stuck in traffic, going to meetings. Like if your day feels very, very rushed, that is like chronic low-grade stress. And then also relationships. There's so many different causes of stress in our lives now. But this all has an impact on, that can impact how well the lining thickens, because we need really robust blood flow getting through the pelvis. And when we're in a stressed state, when we're in our fight or flight more, that diverts blood flow to our limbs so that we can run if we're in a fight, for what we perceive. So less blood flow actually gets to our pelvis and to our reproductive system if we are under stress, or even if we're sitting a lot. So just in terms of blood flow to the lining, and then also blood flow to the eggs, because getting blood flow to the eggs and to all of the little follicles in our ovaries is one of the biggest factors in egg quality, because we can be taking all the herbs in the world, we could be taking all the supplements in the world, we could have the best nutrition ever, but all of those great compounds and all of those great nutrients only get to our eggs through the blood. So if the blood flow is compromised, then all of that great stuff isn't even getting into those egg cells. So if you're doing all of those things to improve egg quality, we also need to be thinking about the blood flow getting to those eggs to be able to deliver those nutrients. And stress is a big part of that, because that can be diverting the blood flow away.
Right. Okay. I guess as women, we're pretty good at, low-grade stress, chronic low-grade stress feels fairly normal for us. As you said, an alarm running off after breakfast, that's a pretty normal life for a woman, because we fit in a lot of things. So yeah, I guess sometimes some tweaks need to happen if a woman's trying to conceive.
Totally. And it doesn't mean, for some people that does mean quitting their job, to be honest. A lot of people that I see quit their jobs because they're like, this life is actually not working for me in any way, shape or form. But it doesn't always mean that. You don't always have to do a complete overhaul of your life. It could just mean, okay, maybe when I'm driving to work, that's when I do my deep abdominal breathing. That's what I really recommend for people. It's like when you're in the car, you have nothing else to do. When you're at a red light, or if you commute by public transport, it's like that's the time you do your deep abdominal breaths, because that's bringing that stress level down and bringing that blood flow back to your reproductive system, to your ovaries, to your uterus. And you can do that multiple times throughout the day. So you could still have, externally your busy day, but you're getting these snapshots throughout the day where you can just like bring that level of stress down.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you'll feel the difference.
Yes.
But you're getting those little opportunities throughout the day where you can just like bring the stress level down and then still continue on with what you have to do.
Yes.
But rather than, just having a normal day, collapsing into bed, hopefully falling asleep, and then doing it all over again. Like we need those little breaks throughout the day.